Now, especially now that we've seen what happened after Tony got out of the octagon, I will say this 100% that this entire thing is a perfect metaphor for his career and why he was so great when he was in his prime. I mean, he straight up retracted his retirement literally right after he walked out. Look at this. All right, Jesse on fire. Welcome back. So let's talk a little bit about this event that just happened, because my goodness gracious, that was there were some incredible fights in that event. But we want to talk about the Tony Ferguson one, talk about the main event, and talk about Cheeto and Figueiredo, because those were the three that were like, wow, man, wow. Umar Nurmagomedov is legit, and so is Corey Sandhagen. But I honestly, I want to start with this thing that Dana did with the Jon Jones, like that, and then we'll talk about the Tony Ferguson thing, where he's refusing to retire, which is like, dude, man, that guy is game to the end, dude. Game to the end. Nothing but respect, because you have to be a little bit crazy to do what people do in this particular game. You know what I mean? But anyway, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I appreciate you guys. I'm literally finding out. Figured. All right. So let's jump into this right now with Dana. Subscribe if you haven't, and go ahead and like this video. Okay, let's see what this is about, because
it's undebatable. Anybody who even tries to debate this with me, Jon Jones is ranked number 3 pound for pound in the world. Most fucking ridiculous, embarrassing, stupid, know nothing about fucking fighting ranking of all fucking time. Jon Jones is the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world, period, end of story. To have anybody above Jon Jones right now just goes to show that you know absolutely fucking nothing. It's undebatable. Anybody who even tries to debate this with me, you're just hating on Jon Jones and you don't like him as a person. These are fucking facts. It's not like me and Jon Jones have this unbelievable relationship. What I am saying about Jon Jones is undebatable. The baddest dude to ever walk the face of the earth in combat sports. Jon Jones.
Dude, what's so crazy about that is, like, hey, who ranked him number 3, dude? You know what I mean? Like, who ranked him number 3? The UFC did. The UFC did. That's why I have to ask, like, I don't understand what is happening? Like, what is happening? I really genuinely do not understand what's happening. It's like, let me actually hypothesize about what's happening. All right. I think this has to be some form of genius promotion, right? Like, he's promoting it because you got Jon Jones coming back in a little bit, and it's like, dude, Jon Jones, number 1 pound for pound, yada, yada, yada. And it's insane for anybody to be ranked above that. I am going to say something, and you guys can push back on it if you want, or you can say, I agree. I think the pound for pound rankings are stupid. I think the pound for pound rankings are stupid. But I really don't understand why Dana's getting this worked up. Like, if he's serious, like, is he serious? Somebody tell me if he's serious. Is he serious? Or is this promotional stuff? Because if he's promoting Jon Jones' fight and then they're setting up for future stuff, then great. But, being the czar of the organization that put him at number 3 and then being that worked up is a little bit bizarre to me, So let's look at some of the people's comments on this because they're, interesting. Let's go. So you got, let's just see. All right. So let's see. First response is going to be, he's so protective over Jon. It's strange. Like, even more protective than Conor. I mean, right now, Alex Pereira is better than Jon Jones. What? Okay. I mean, in fairness, like, Alex Pereira, title holder at both weight classes, but has lost. Find someone who loves you the way Dana loves Jon Jones. Dude, Dana does not. Dana, like, he's a glazer. He's a Jon Jones glazer. That's a crazy talk, dude. He has lit Jones up, man. He's right. Jones, a bad, bad man that has never lost. You can't put him in 3. Okay, I agree with Dana. I will die on the hill that the entire point of pound for pound is to not consider size. So Dana's reasoning that nobody other than Jon Jones walks out of the room is inevitable for pound. It's a skill for ranking thing. Dude, listen, I don't know, man. I mean, that maybe, I don't know. Talking about his own people, does he not see he's the only one saying this? Okay, listen, dude. At the end of the day, this is probably correct. I think he's doing all this hype of John because of the Ngannou situation. He has to emphatically declare that the best heavyweight in the world is with the UFC. Otherwise, Ngannou could help grow another promotion. I mean, it might be about the other promotion or it might be just about that period. I don't know. Either way, like, John Jones is an absolute badass. Everyone else on the rankings is an absolute badass. Right now, you got Islam, and the Islam being number one makes absolutely no fucking sense at all. All right? Can I say that? I want to start there. And I love Islam. I love all these Islam. I love all these guys. That whole crew. I love all those guys. But Islam being number one makes absolutely no sense. The only conversation is Alex Pereira and John Jones. That's it. That's it. There's no conversation about Islam Makhachev, who's won the title at 155 and has never fought in any other weight class in the UFC. That is straight up dumb. So upon further review, fan rankings. Got it. All right. So I'm embarrassed that I didn't know that. I thought these guys were the ones doing the rankings, but Pound for Pound apparently is the one that is done by the fans, which I guess kind of makes sense, right? Like, that makes sense that the fans do it because it's not like a real thing. You know what I mean? It's just not a real thing. It's not really a real thing. Now, if they do it themselves, right? And then, I'm sorry, you can't even see that. Whoop. If they do it themselves and this is what they have it at, this is really dumb. Straight up. I mean, you got Leon Edwards at number 7, Tom Aspinall at number 9, Max Holloway at number 10. When Holloway's been the champion at 45 forever, and then he just starts Gaethje at 55. It's like, I feel like people don't understand what pound for pound means, dude. Anyway, or maybe I don't understand what it means. It's fine. Either way, maybe I'm stupid. Maybe other people are stupid. Either way, conversation remains the same. So let's move on. All right. So after the event in Abu Dhabi, I will say this. I was talking to Pat and Rose throughout the fight. I love talking to them throughout the fight, dude, because they are, it's like I'm sitting here like, ooh, what'd you think about that? And then I forget. It's like, oh, dude, Rose is about to headline something you guys don't know about yet. You know what I mean? It's there's not a more interesting opinion on a fight than the people at the absolute pinnacle of the sport. I love it. But going into the Ferguson fight, we were Pat's all, what do you think? And I was like, I'll tell you exactly what I think. I will never bet on a guy who has lost 8 in a row. You know what I mean? Like, just bottom line. I love Tony Ferguson. I'm rooting for the guy, both in the cage and in life. But let's just be real here, dude. This guy has dropped 8 in a row. What possible indicator could we have that he's going to win here? Like, how's he going to win? It's like, you know what I mean? It went basically exactly as I expected. Chiesa is a grappler. I expected him to, submit him. So it's unfortunate. However, the way that he went out was, for a second, very cool. He takes one glove off in the octagon. He's all, listen, I don't want to retire, but I don't want to fight for anybody else. And so I'm going to take one glove off. I'm going to go home and talk to my wife. Like, it really honestly is like a metaphor for his entire career. And I'll tell you exactly what I mean by that. I mean, he straight up retracted his retirement literally right after he walked out. Look at this.
Tony, is it time?
Nah, it ain't time yet, man. I got a lot of shit to work on.
Jeez, man. Man, that is concerning. Like, Tony, throughout his entire career, when he was in his prime, why was he so scary? He's the boogeyman, dude, because you couldn't hurt him. You couldn't shake him up. If you stung him, he just stare at him and be like... He had the look on his face of a serial killer he's like the Night Stalker. That would have been a great nickname for him, actually, because he kind of looks like the Night Stalker. Can I propose that Tony's nickname, if we can go back in time, should have been the Night... Actually, the Boogeyman's better. Boogeyman's so good, dude. But the Night Stalker should be somebody's nickname if they are Hispanic and, have great bone structure, like kind of scary bone structure like Tony, and are, kind of violent psychos, and they enjoy smashing people's faces, and they're really, really good and really, really terrifying. You don't really know much about them aside from the fact that they get in the cage and are that dangerous. Like, it's kind of like the Night Stalker like that. And, the guy would just take punishment, just keep walking forward no matter what. And, this kind of seems like that, dude. He's never seemed like a very, like, what's the right word? Like, civil, like, not civilized, like, tame. Maybe civilized is the right word. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that you can, turn into someone who functions in, like, regular society. He is a killer. He only loves doing one thing, competing, and he loves competing and fighting. It's like, I also think it's important to point out one thing, okay, that, he basically retracted his retirement, on his way out. He retracted it. Like, he retracted his retirement. And I have to think at least part of it is him looking at the future and going, what am I going to do if I don't do this? And this might actually feel like a life or death thing for him, Like, he might feel like he's not going to make it once he's not doing this anymore. It's scary to think about, but it is very possible. All right, so there's that. Now, the outcomes of all these other fights, I wanted to say that I thought Chito Vera and Figueiredo, I thought their fight was amazing. Okay, I thought their fight was amazing, and I thought Chito won. I don't think that it was super controversial either. Like, I really thought that. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, he did get dropped in that last round, and maybe that's what the difference was. But I personally thought that Chito won, and Chito showed a very different side of his game today, which was like, this is like aggressive Chito. It's a 3-round fight, and he needs to bring it to Figueiredo to make sure that he kind of like puts it on him. Now, Figueiredo's a gangster, but anyway, all of you guys, I'm sure, saw the fight. It was very close. I had Chito winning. I thought he was more aggressive. I thought he did more in the last round, except for when he got clipped. So that is what it is. And as far as Umar Nurmagomedov goes, man, that dude is a problem. Corey Sandhagen, I cannot give him more credit for how he handled the grappling portion of this fight. It was amazing. And Corey's strength, I've always been very excited to see how Corey would do striking against O'Malley, And after watching that, dude, I think O'Malley pieces him up on the feet. Like, really pieces him up on the feet. I'm actually going to text Pat that right now and see what he says. You guys will get Pat's expert opinion on this also. So let's just do this together here. We're going to do this. Hey, what do you think about this, dude? I was always really excited to see how Corey would do on the feet against O'Malley. What do you think now after seeing that? My opinion is that O'Malley probably would piece him up on the feet. What do you think? Anyway, but he did great. I mean, like, he's an exceptional fighter. We're just talking about, like, O'Malley's probably the best striker in the UFC, or certainly in the conversation for the best striker in the UFC. He's an absolute surgeon. And, if Umar was able to deal with Corey on the feet as well as he did, I mean, Umar's a problem, dude. That guy he is a problem for O'Malley, potentially, right? Now, O'Malley is going to be a tougher test for him on the feet, but, and again, we've never really seen O'Malley get tested as far as his grappling goes, but I think it's fair to say you're probably going to see him get tested against Umar. Now, Corey kind of gave a blueprint for how to deal with him, and Sean is a champion, dude. Like, Sean is incredible, so I think he's probably going to do well, and I will pick, I'll say that right now, I will pick O'Malley over Umar. But man, I'm excited to see that fight. I don't think it would be fair to have them fight in Abu Dhabi. But again, that assumes that he beats Merab. And that's a really tough fight. Because Merab is like the grappling zombie that's just going to walk forward and never run out of gas in a 5-round fight. It's like, that is intimidating, man. Anyway, this was a great day. I really had fun watching it. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. I'll probably go live, but I just wanted to get something up. And I love all of you guys. Like you're my family. No, seriously, I do. Bye-bye.